What's up YouTube, I'm Blake and this is my first impression video for the new 2012 MacBook Air, announced and released in the US this week, Monday, June 11th, 2012. I've also got the mid-2011 MacBook Air, if you remember from one of my previous reviews. What I'm going to be doing for this video is very similar to before. I'm going to be talking about some of the differences and doing some speed testing and benchmarking. So let's get started. Here's the packaging. The boxes are the same size and shape, but for whatever reason the new model has a white front while the old model has a black front. That's really the only difference on the outside, except obviously the image of the profile of the laptop on each box accurately represents the ports on the laptop, which brings us to the different port that the new one has. The power adapter port has been modified just a little bit. Let me show you a close-up picture of it. The new power interface is called MagSafe 2 and it does allow for a slimmer design, but I'm not a fan of how Apple changed the cord, how it comes out of the port itself. I was a fan of the right angle setup. And that's pretty much it. The laptops themselves are the same exact size and weight, but a lot has changed on the inside. Let me show you the specs for these two models. A lot of incremental changes here: faster processor, faster memory, faster SSD, faster graphics, better FaceTime camera, and faster I/O in the USB 3 ports. That's how they differ on paper. Let's do the first of the benchmark tests, a cold boot. I'm going to turn them on at the same time. And the new one is up at the desktop. 2011 model, not far behind. Next, let's put them to sleep at the same time. Very instantaneous, both of them. And wake them up at the same time. Maybe just a little bit faster on the new one. And we'll shut them down at the same time. A little bit faster on the new one. Now let's talk some numbers. First up is the free iStat Nano dashboard widget from iSlayer. I'll provide a link in the description. The first part of the iStat Nano widget is the battery. You can see the old model I've had about 11 months and it's been through 53 cycles, 93% health, 4356 milliamp hours, compared with the new model, 4 cycles. I'm not sure where the cycles came from, I just got it today, but health 100% and 4861 milliamp hours. The fans are very similar. They're both alternating from about 1995 to 2005 RPM, and they've been in both these laptops have been in the same room, in the same environment, right next to each other for the past few hours, so that's kind of to be expected. And here are the temperatures of the various internal components in Fahrenheit. You can see the hard drive reading for the new model a little bit higher. Also the CPU reading, it was higher, it just went to lower. They're all within just a few degrees of each other. Heatsink on the new model, 2 degrees warmer right now. Enclosure, bottom enclosure, 2 degrees warmer. Memory controller, 2 degrees cooler on the new model, and the memory bank 3 degrees cooler on the new model. I think you would not be able to tell a difference if you had this on your lap. I think they would be very much the same temperature as far as you could tell. Here are the Geekbench 2 results for both models, 5084 on the 2011 model and 6224 on the new model. Remember, Geekbench measures processor and memory performance, so no surprises here given the faster processor and faster memory in the new model. Up next is NovaBench. NovaBench is a free app that you can find on the App Store. The total for the old model, 496, and 583 for the new model. The subscores, a little bit better on processor for the new model, a little bit better on memory for the new model. Double as good for graphics on the new model, which is interesting, and the hardware test score, which tests mainly drive write speed and capacity, is just a little bit better on the new model. And next is Cinebench. Of course, I have to make you aware of their disclaimer. Okay, there it is. And let's get started first on the OpenGL test for both models at the same time. Let's go. Okay, the new model just finished the test at 15.61 frames per second. The old model is quite a bit behind. It's maybe halfway through the sequence. And the old model is finished. It reports 10.9 frames per second. Next, we'll do the CPU portion of the Cinebench test at the same time. Alright, the new model finished with a score of 2.41 points compared to 1.93 points on the old model, so noticeably better. And the last test I wanted to do was a file transfer using a USB 3 flash drive and the USB 3 I/O on the new model. What I'm going to do is transfer a file. It's just over 800 megabytes. It's some old iPhone firmware that I've got. Transfer from the flash drive to the desktop and then back. So first we're going to do the transfer from the flash drive to the desktop. Here we go. Alright, it took about 15 seconds. Now I'm going to transfer that same file back onto the flash drive. And it took about 28 seconds to move that file from the laptop back onto the USB 3 flash drive. And now we'll repeat the same test with the 2011 model. I'll be using the same USB 3 flash drive, but remember the 2011 model only has USB 2 I/O. I'm going to be transferring the file first from the flash drive to the desktop. Here we go. It took about 23 seconds to transfer from the flash drive to the desktop. Now we're going to take that same file and transfer it back to the flash drive. And it was actually just under 34 seconds to transfer the file from the desktop back to the flash drive on the old model. So definitely a speed improvement with USB 3 on the new model. Alright, that's pretty much all I wanted to cover in this first look video at the new 2012 MacBook Air. I hope I was able to offer you guys some useful insight. If I missed anything or if you guys have any comments or questions, definitely be sure to let me know. Otherwise, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, my name is Blake, and thanks for watching.